Welcome to Nina for the return of the Birr Stages Rally Round 2 of the Triton Showers Irish National Rally Championship. After 8 years, top crews are ready to take to the stages in what promises to be a thrilling day of action.
Yes, the Triton Showers National Rally Championship rolled into Nina for Round 2, the Birr Stages Rally. Situated on the banks of the River Nina and dominated by its 13th century castle keep, the County Tipperary town looked set to deliver yet more top quality asphalt stages for Ireland's National Series. COC John Tynan and his team at Birr and District Motor Club have laid on 3 fast, challenging stages, all in a compact loop and just a few minutes outside Nina. And as Ella mentioned, the rally returns to Nina after 8 years, so these stages will be new territory for many. But first, the usual safety checks were carried out on Saturday evening to ensure all the cars and crews participating have all the required safety equipment that's needed for the event. Josh Moffat and Keith Moriarty arrived in a hopeful mood after Moffat's dominant victory on the 3-day West Cork Rally just 2 weeks earlier. The multiple national rally champions struggled to commit on incredibly wet stages on the championship's opening round, but with usual frontrunners Eddie Doherty, David Kelly and the entire Boyle family absent from Birr's entry list, the Toyota Yaris crew knew Birr offered a huge opportunity to regain control in the National Rally Championship.
Josh, you're back out this weekend in your brand new Toyota Yaris. Did you have much changes to do to the car ahead of this event?
Hey, no, nothing really. I haven't sat in the car or seen the car, to be honest, since West Cork. So, yeah, obviously just weather conditions this morning is going to be the trickiest part, just for tyre choices there. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Starting second on the road, Desi Henry made his first start in 8 months. The Port Glenone driver looking to shake off the rust in his Ford Fiesta Rally 2.
Desi, first event of the year for yourselves. How's the mindset ahead of today's stages?
Yeah, look, I'm probably a bit nervous. I haven't been out in 6 months, so there's no point in lying about it. Look, I'll probably just be a wee bit rusty at the start, so we'll get ourselves better on the first loop, and hopefully we can push in a wee bit after that. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be tricky. It's the rain's blowing on here now, and I think that'll be it pretty much all day.
Jason Dixon and Shane Quinn were just 2 of the younger Rally 2 pilots eyeing up a strong result amid the entry list shake-up, while Kevin Eves returned to Nina, looking to build his pace aboard the new Fabia Rally 2.
Jason, second event of the year. Did you have much work to do to the car ahead of today's stages?
Yeah, we had a good test at the start of this week and found good speed, so just in the setup and my driving, so yeah, coming here with confidence and feeling a lot better in the car, to be honest. Yeah.
Shane, second round of the championship. What is the plan of attack for today?
Yeah, I suppose we're looking to have a good push here this weekend. Now I'll tell you how that goes at the end of the first one, but we've done a good recce. The stages are straightforward but hard to read. Like, it's rain, we've seen them in the dry, so it'll be hard to read what's dusty, what's going to be very shiny, but we'll try our best and see how it goes. We're running fourth on the road, so I suppose it's our best start, so let's hope for our best finish.
The Triton Showers rally team of Paul Barrett and Dara Kelly are also delighted to be among strong competition this weekend for round 2.
Good morning, Paul. Great to see such a fantastic lineup of machinery here for the second round of the championship.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. Look, it's cold, chilly morning, but look, there's a lot of fantastic cars this morning. The entry looks like it's really strong again. Pace will be very fast, as it nearly always is these days. So look, come here. It's fantastic for the championship to have this sort of calibre of car here. So look, for ourselves, suppose we can get a good start this morning and see where we are in the afternoon.
The Birr Stages Rally also saw the welcome return of 2016 National Rally Champion Roy White, his first start in 5 years, back aboard the famous MG-ZR.
Roy, great to see you making your return to the stages this weekend after a 5-year sabbatical, I believe.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's been a long time, so I've a lot to get used to today, but I'm looking forward to it. The stages are really good, the weather is going to be interesting, tyre choice will be easy, but yeah, no, can't wait to get it.
Familiar territory with this car?
Yeah, first bought this car back in, I think, 07, and then we traded it in for the WRC, which served us very well, and then it came up for sale there back in January. I went, I'll go back and do a bit of rallying, so yeah, as we ended up here.
Well, enjoy it.
Thanks very much.
The two-wheel drive battle promised close action, with Kevin Gallagher's spectacular Darien T90 GTR taking on the Mark II escorts of Jonathan Pringle, Chris Armstrong and Mayo winner Brian Lavelle, as well as the Toyota Starlets of Aaron McIntyre and David Moffat.
Chris, first event of the year. How are you feeling ahead of today's stages?
We're looking forward to it now. It would be nice for the weather to stay dry. It looks like the rain's coming in. Be interesting to get back out. There's plenty of lads here today capable of winning the class, so hopefully we'll be up there at the top.
That's Carol. And I am Triton, god of showers. She feels like a goddess under that divine deluge. Triton, god of showers.
With the predicted rain starting to fall on the opening loop, it might just make conditions that little bit trickier for the crews. Opening the road through the 12.4 kilometre Ballymackie test, it was a more steady than usual start for Josh Moffat. The Monaghan driver is a cool customer, but maybe the clocks going forward the night before meant it took him a little while longer to get warmed up. Sixth after stage 1 was not the start he was after. The fastest time went to Kevin Eves, the Skoda Fabia RS Rally 2 driver, posting a benchmark time of 6 minutes and 24.1 seconds to claim the early lead. Eves and Chris Melly were 2.7 seconds clear of Jason Dixon, whose Fiesta Rally 2 was cutting out as it went up through the gears.
At the tyres is a half long, right 5 flat plus 80, left 6 half long 180, left 6 plus 80, flat left 6 past the gate 80, the right 5 plus jumped, and the flat left 6 and flat right. You got good 160, good deep for open chicane, right entry, 4 bales, open.
Tommy Doyle was third fastest in his Hyundai Rally 2, 4.3 seconds off the lead. It didn't take Moffat long to respond though, showing his class with the fastest time to jump up to second overall on stage 2. Eves' runner-up time was enough though to hold on to a 0.3 second lead over the 4-time Birr Stages Rally winner Moffat heading into Sunday morning's service halt. Eves was a man on a mission, going bumper to bumper with Desi Henry on stage 3 after the latter had picked up a time-sapping puncture. Jason Dixon held third after Birr's clock prior test, only 5.2 seconds off the lead as his Fiesta continued to cut out. The Tyrone pilot did well to stay in contention and would fancy his chances should his issue get resolved in service. The margins were narrow at the top of an intriguing leaderboard. Tommy Doyle's third fastest time on 40 acres put him fourth overall, only for a damaged front left suspension to force the Hyundai driver out on stage 3. Shane Quinn and Stephen Reynolds were the main benefactors of Doyle's woes, moving up to fourth, just 4.5 seconds behind Dixon. The young Longford driver was fifth fastest on Birr's opening test, that's despite having a small overshoot aboard his funky liveried Fiesta.
Into 6 right, watch it. 40 to keep mid right over crest, 150 down to hold 5 right in over crest, cuts 130 through the small dip, crest tight 5 right, opens bail inside, flat 6 right, 150 good braking turn, square right over small gravel, get a good exit, 40, flat 5 right, 400 up the middle over the bumps, line flat 5 left over crest at the top. Line flat 5 left over crest at the top, 600, shiny after the 300 and shiny on your braking for a right entry, 4 bale chicane. It's open but it's very very shiny. Open but very very shiny.
Paul Barrett and Dara Kelly completed the top 5, surviving brake fade through the opening loop. The Citroen C3 crew sandwiched between the Fiestas of Quinn and Gary Kiernan. Making their first start since last year's Donegal International Rally, Kevin Gallagher and Ryan Moore made a statement on the opening stage, going 7.4 seconds quicker than Aaron McIntyre to claim the two-wheel drive lead in that spectacular Darien. Jonathan Pringle responded to his slow start by posting fastest two-wheel drive times on the subsequent 40 acres and clock prior tests to move within 1.9 seconds second place Aaron McIntyre heading into service. Gallagher still led after 3 stages, but his advantage had dropped to just 5.8 seconds over McIntyre's Starlet. The Darien driver was taking no unnecessary risks in those slippery conditions. From the highs to the lows, Irish rallying takes no prisoners. Mayo two-wheel drive winner Brian Lavelle had an overshoot on Birr's opening test, losing over 20 seconds to the leading modified crews. Runner-up times on the next 2 stages propelled Lavelle and Jack Kelly back up to 5th on the leaderboard.
Josh, you're after stepping into the lead there after stage 3. How would you describe this morning's loop?
Yeah, I suppose probably just a bit too cautious on the first stage. You know, conditions are tricky enough there. It got fairly wet fairly quick. So yeah, look at sort of stepped it up after stage 1, and yeah, as you said, they're into the lead there after stage 3. So yeah, pretty good.
Kevin, 2nd overall after a stage win early this morning. How would you describe the stages?
I know how they're tricky. Like they're so fast and flowing and it's shiny. So I could say you're just trying to pick your bit of commitment, but no, we're very happy to get a wee stage win in the first one now, and second one we're just probably, them next 2 are probably just a little bit faster, but we lost a wee bit of time there behind Desi. He let Daniel through and we'd kind of caught up on Dan, and then Desi pulled back out in front of us, so we're probably dropped 5 or 6, but look, we're still content enough. Josh would have probably clipped us anyway. He's kind of probably playing about, so we'll take it if we can try and chip away like this. We're happy out.
Jason, 3rd overall, but you have a bit of an issue you mentioned earlier.
We do. We think there might be something wrong with the map that we have in the car, so we're going to change that now to see if that fixes the issue. And then we caught Desi Henry on the last stage, so we lost maybe 8 or 10 seconds behind him, I would say.
Kevin, you're leading the modified by 5 seconds. How are the conditions out there?
Oh, it's quite slippy now. Look, I would say everybody's sort of the same. We're going quite steady and tentative, but just the confidence wouldn't be great. But no, we're happy enough to be leading. So no, hopefully this time now will be a wee bit better for us.
Yeah, it was tricky, all right. The first stage didn't go really well at all. It was so slippy. Couldn't believe how slippy it was. But we changed things after that. Then suspension there, and it went well over the 2nd and 3rd one. So yeah, happy enough now.
No, happy enough with the days going, and I am sort of enjoying it with the way the weather is. The car's working well, so happy enough. But it's tight racing with the boys there. There's only a second or 2 in them last 2 stages, so we'll see how we get on. If we can hold our position, we'll be happy. Jonathan's coming hard there, so see how we go.
So after 3 stages then of the Birr Stages Rally, the overall leaderboard looks like this. Safe to say, there was no repeat of Josh Moffat's steady approach to Ballymackey on Birr's 2nd loop of stages. A 4-second fastest time ensured he moved into pole position, 8.7 seconds ahead of early pace setter Eves. Shane Quinn was Moffat's nearest challenger through the 12.4km test, and the Rally 2 rookie began to put pressure on Birr's frontrunners with a brace of fastest times on stage 5 and 6.
And 5 right, 40, tightish, 5 left, push, SIW, watch it, 100. We're back in here to a line short, tight, 5 right, in over small crest, 100, to a middle over a flat crest again, and 40, middle through the dip, middle over crest, jump, 100, to a C right over crest, and 5 left, don't cut, come back with the 5 left, don't cut, watch it. 5 left, don't cut, watch it, 80 to a fast 4 right, don't cut it, into 150 to a long 6 left, tightens fastish, 4 left to the pole, hug.
The Ford Fiesta Rally 2 crew's maiden National Rally Championship stage win was 2 seconds quicker than Kevin Eves and Chris Melly. 3.9 seconds was their winning margin on clock prior, enough to edge ahead of Eves, who had damaged his front left wing on a chicane bail. The gap between them was only 1.8 seconds though, with 3 stages remaining. Quinn's impressive turn of speed had halved his gap to Moffat to 7 seconds at Birr's final service halt. Could the young gun take the battle to the multiple champion on Sunday afternoon? Meanwhile, holding 4th overall, Jason Dixon and Martin Brady had no answer to the ultimate pace at the front, but were less than 7 seconds adrift of 3rd placed Eves. Paul Barrett was enjoying his day in 5th, Daniel Cronin now his nearest rival behind after a broken exhaust manifold forced Gary Kiernan's Fiesta Rally 2 into retirement on stage 4. Jonathan Pringle continued a streak of fastest times on stage 4, cutting the gap to Gallagher to just 0.8 seconds. Gallagher's Darien stuck in 3rd gear for the last couple of kilometres of 40 acres. He lost the class lead to Pringle after the Cavan pilot recorded another stage win. Gallagher's nightmare continued on Clock Prior as his Darien remained stuck in third through the whole stage. He also stalled off the start line, losing over 40 seconds and dropping from second to sixth. Torrential rain made visibility almost impossible for the first 3 kilometres. Pringle couldn't see a thing, but still set the modified benchmark by 0.1 seconds over Daniel Breslin.
Go crest, 40, crest, slow to left and to right and turn hairpin left. Don't at the same, gravel, my nose, wall outside. Well done, into go to right. 250 up the middle, shiny ahead. Long 5 left plus. At the gate, don't slip if wet now. And
Pringle and O'Callaghan led a 9.1 second lead heading into service over Aaron McIntyre and Darren O'Brien's Toyota Starlet. Chris Armstrong's fresh-faced Ford was 4th overall. Armstrong steadily building his pace and remaining within touching distance of the podium. David Moffat holding a 1.9 second advantage in 3rd there.
Josh, you're leading the overall rally and heading into the last loop with a strong lead. Is it all about managing it now and getting her to the finish?
Yeah, that's it. Like, I suppose, yeah, we have comfortable 17 seconds there. So, yeah, look at it. The conditions are that tricky. You could easily throw it away at a junction or into a chicane, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, look, we'll keep pushing along and just try and keep it safe.
Shane, congratulations on taking your first ever national stage win and moving into 2nd overall. Surely you must be happy.
Yeah, delighted. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. The pace was very hot there this morning and we were back in 5th, and we just had 3 very good stages, a 2nd and a 1st, and I think at stage 6 there we won again, so couldn't be happier. Try and keep that up for the afternoon loop now and see where we go.
Thanks.
Is this the winning tyre, is it?
Probably Dave might not like me to say that, wouldn't he? But yeah, on the back it is today.
Well, you must have the right tyres on with the way you're going.
Yeah, no, we're happy enough there at the minute. Yeah, it was comfortable, to be honest with you. But the last stage there, we couldn't even see for about two minutes of the stage. The rain was so heavy, like it was very hard to see out the window. But we managed it all right, and just making a tyre choice now. See what it's meant to stop raining, but I don't know.
So then 6 stages done, and this is what the overall leaderboard looks like. Now let's have a look at the class results on round 2 of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship. Anya Lonergan and Kieran Dermody were sole finishers in Class 1 aboard their Honda Civic, finishing 101st overall. In Class 2, Oren England and Dara Mullen claimed a crucial 19.7 second victory over Ben McFall and Mark McGeehan to seal top MIJRS points, as well as the first round of the Stellantis Rally Cup.
Delighted to come away with the win now, come away with the class win, and such a great class entering in today, so it's brilliant stuff now today, delighted.
Ross Ryan and James Dean completed the podium, 5.8 seconds clear of Robert Cronin. A stunning time from James McShea on his very first closed road stage put him 18.1 seconds clear of the rest of the Class 2A field. Unfortunately though, his run would come to an early end with David Travers and Brian Martin picking up the lead, which they would control until the end. Ryan Caldwell survived this moment on stage 5 to claim 2nd in Class 2A ahead of early class challengers Tommy Furlong and Patrick O'Sullivan. Only 0.2 of a second separated the leading Class 4 crews heading into Birr's final test. David and Cole Leonard's fantastic effort on the final stage was enough to overturn John and Andy Hayes' lead at the very last gasp. Michael Ormond and Paddy King completed the top 3 in their Fiesta. The mini-master Lloyd Hutchinson was in top form in Birr with co-driver Willie Fitzpatrick alongside. They claimed a 52.7 second victory in Class 9 ahead of Richie Power's Mark II Escort and John O'Sullivan's Peugeot 205. Class 10 provided another close finish, with Grania Kaplis and Tommy Cudahy taking 6.2 seconds out of class leaders John Ford and Ger Leach on the very last stage. It wouldn't be enough though, with Ford's Citroen C2 hanging on to take the class win by 3.7 seconds. Paul Cullen and Brian Rowan completed the Class 10 podium under Super Rally regulations. A strong performance from Jack Maguire and Keith McConnon secured a 27.3 second Class 11F victory for the Honda Civic duo. Paul Creamer and Patrick Durning grabbed second, 24.2 seconds clear of Shane Dillon and Sean Hickey. A late charge by Chris Murphy and Shea Breen wasn't enough to overturn Adrian Rankin and Gary Cooney's Class 11R victory. 5.9 seconds was their winning margin. James Riley and James Finnegan finished third in their twin cam. In Class 12, Justin Smith and Kieran McGorman took home top honours, finishing 19 seconds clear of Ford Escort Mark II rivals Mickey Conlon and Donal Lennon. James Cassidy and Jared McKenna made it a three-way fight, finishing less than 10 seconds behind Conlon. Ben McIntyre, meanwhile, and Anthony McDonald showed their class to claim an 8-second Class 13 victory over the entertaining Barry McLaughlin and Barry McBride's Ford Escort Mark I. James McCarville and Arthur Cairns were third. Darren McGuinness and Derek Malloy blew away their four-wheel drive opposition to claim a 4-minute Class 15 victory. The Subarus of Kieran Murphy and Andy Heakin finished second and third respectively. Junior honours went to Harry Dorian and Davin Watson, a minute and 25 seconds clear of Patrick Doherty and Conor McNulty. Mark and Declan Smith completed the top three there in another Honda Civic.
Hi, good day. Good to get it. We were close a couple of times last year, a couple of seconds and thirds, but no, it's definitely good to get the top step now.
Robert Falvey and John Doody took historic honours by 31.4 seconds over Neil and Sean Doyne. Bob Scanlon and Peter Kavanagh were third in another Escort. In Class 20, Gareth Deasley and Oisin Joyce claimed an impressive 29.8 second victory over Tomas O'Rourke and Tomas Scallon. Colin Brown and Kieran Carroll completed the podium in their Mitsubishi. Late drama in the Dacia Sandero Challenge Cup saw the winning margin drop to just 2.6 seconds on the last stage. Long-term rally leaders Killian and Lauren Doherty picked up a puncture 3 kilometres from the end of stage 9. Somehow they managed to make it home with their win intact. Anthony O'Halloran and Cian Lynch had to settle for second, 8.8 seconds clear of Liam Doherty and Sean Boyle. Fifth in two-wheel drive went to Kevin Gallagher and Ryan Moore after gear issues cost them over 40 seconds in the second half of the event. Co-driver Moore was upside down in his bucket seat at one point trying to keep the Darien going between the stages. A last gasp push meant Chris Armstrong and Darren Curran nipped ahead of Gallagher by just 0.7 of a second to finish fourth. The Escort driver was lacking commitment in the fast sections but maintained a steady pace to secure solid points as he looks forward to increasing his speed through the National Series' next events. David Moffat and Martin Connolly secured third by a comfortable 19.1 seconds over Armstrong. The Starlet crew happy with their first start of the year as the usual run-up to June's Donegal International Rally gains momentum.
200, crest jump, 300 through the dip, crest and care, one right, one left, over crest jump, back it off now, 130 down, chicane, right entry, 5 bales.
Aaron McIntyre's harder tyre choice during the Birr Stages Rally's final service halt proved inspired as conditions dried on Sunday afternoon. A 1.5 second winning margin on Birr's power stage meant that McIntyre sneaked ahead of long-term pace setter Jonathan Pringle to win by 1/10 of a second. Pringle and Pierce O'Callaghan had to settle for second, a tough blow after building a 9.1 second lead before the drier afternoon stages. Still, the Cavan pilot was quick to congratulate his hard-charging rival McIntyre. The two modified crews' pacey performance was proved by both of them, finishing inside the top 10 overall.
Aaron, congratulations on taking the overall win in the modified in a dramatic finish. 0.1 of a second?
0.1 of a second. There's not much closer than that now, but fair play to Johnny. He put a tight push in on the last stage and I wasn't sure if we done enough or not, but we did, thank God, and it was good days racing all around with everyone, so it was really enjoyable.
Keelan Grogan and Ayrton Sherlock brought their Junior European Rally Championship experience back to Irish tarmac with a solid 8th place finish. The Ford Fiesta crew have been quick to get to grips with the Rally 2 competition, and the mix of wet and dry conditions in Birr will give them even more valuable experience. The Fiesta crew were 10th after the opening loop and moved up to 8th when Kiernan retired, maintaining consistent pace through the challenging conditions. Daniel Cronin's learning process with the Toyota continued in Birr with a 7th place finish. The Cork driver was struggling to see where he was losing time to rally leaders, but was happy with his performance, stiffening his Yaris's suspension setup in a bid to find some more performance. Donegal's Ryan McHugh and Declan Boyle delivered a consistent and mistake-free drive to claim 6th, 11.5 seconds clear of Cronin, their best result together since stepping up into Rally 2 machinery. Paul Barrett and Dara Kelly enjoyed their latest start in the National Rally Championship. Despite early brake pedal failure, an uncomfortable stage 8 after an early run wide filled their wheel with muck, and an overshoot and stall on the power stage, the Citroen C3 crew's top 5 finish was never in doubt. Jason Dixon and Martin Brady's 4th place finish was a testament to their consistency despite managing an issue with the Fiesta's gear changes. The second fastest time on Birr's opener was their highlight, and Dixon was delighted with the improvements made on their way to a strong haul of national championship points. Kevin Eves and Chris Melly remained in touch with the leaders throughout Birr's final loop of stages, but the early rally leaders had to settle for 3rd place. The Pedigo man will be more than encouraged with his pace aboard the Skoda Fabia, eventually finishing just under 10 seconds shy of 2nd. The up-and-coming Rally 2 crew of Shane Quinn and Stephen Reynolds continued to keep the well-versed competitors of Josh Moffat and Keith Moriarty honest as conditions dried on Sunday afternoon. Both crews were running on quick-wearing wet tyres as they set times within 1/10 of a second of each other on stage 7. Quinn set his 3rd stage win of the day on Birr's power stage, claiming a championship bonus point, but it wasn't enough to usurp Moffat, who hung on to a 6.2 second win. It was Shane and Stephen's first ever podium, and to be surrounded by their family and friends made it even more special. Plenty more to come from this pair.
Shane, 2nd overall. I actually can't put into words, so I don't know what you're even feeling.
I can't put into words either, so honestly it's amazing. Like at the start of the weekend, or the start of the day, we tried to push on, and I suppose after the first loop we were 5th, and stage 4 something clicked, and just from there on we just pushed, and
we even joked about the podium this morning, and here you are, your very first podium and the Irish National Rally Championship, of course.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and 3 stage wins with it as well, and I told her about the bonus point on the last stage, so honestly couldn't be happier. It's amazing.
After a steady start, Moffat quickly showed his class with a string of fastest times. The Toyota driver survived Quinn's late challenge to take his 5th Birr Stages Rally victory, a 3rd for co-driver Keith Moriarty. Moffat's 2nd win in a row is an ominous sign for his national championship rivals ahead of his home round in 2 weeks' time, the Monaghan Stages Rally. His Rally 2 Yaris has no time to rest, with the Circuit of Ireland taking place a week before round 3 of the National Rally Championship. We'll see you then to find out who can master Monaghan's high-speed border stages.
Yeah, look, it's been a good day, tricky day now. It was quite wet, and conditions were tough this morning, but look, we managed our way through them, and times came good. Obviously we had a fairly bad start in stage 1. I think we're down to maybe 6th. But we pulled up our socks after that and pushed on, and thankfully then leading going into the first service, and we just tried to manage the lead from there.
And valuable points, of course, heading into your home rally Monaghan.
Yeah, certainly, and trying to get the championship back on track after Mayo. So look, in fairness, Shane's been playing there all day as well, and he got the bonus points there in the last stage, so no credit to him, he's been playing.
Keith, 1st overall here at the Birr Stages Rally. Tell me, what was it like from your perspective? Put it into words.
It's a great feeling, obviously, to get here. It's been a while. I can't even remember the last rally. We've been here at this stage between last year and this year, so hopefully we can kind of build on from this and push on in Monaghan now next. So it's kind of an important one for Josh, so we better be best behaved above there now.
Congratulations.
Cheers, Ella. Thanks a minute.
So here's the overall results after 9 thrilling stages on this year's Birr Stages Rally. So let's take a look now at the overall leaderboard after round 2 of the National Rally Championship. Josh Moffat leads the way on 34 points, with Shane Quinn's impressive result putting him only 2 points behind in second, and Kevin Eves on 24 points rounds out the top 3. Give the video a like and subscribe to the page, and don't miss a round of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship.
So Josh Moffat takes the overall win here at the Birr Stages Rally after a dramatic day with really mixed conditions. Next up, we head north to Monaghan for round 3 of the Triton Showers Irish National Rally Championship. Thanks for watching, and see you at the next one.
One right.
Feels like it's a start. I won't talk, no